All right. You have been sucked into the black dimension. This is Kev, and with me is uh, my boys once again, Donnie and Roger. Say what up, fellas.
What the what's up, man? What's happening? What's happening?
Negro.
All right. All right. And today we are here to discuss the DC animated feature Superman Man of Tomorrow. All right, let's get into it. Okay, guys. First off, what do you think of the film? Now, I'm going to tell you that for me, it was a fun watch, and here's what stuck out to me. Some of the plot, as in, using three aliens that were supposedly the last of their kind, including two first appearances, if I'm not mistaken, Lobo and Martian Manhunter. But I guess this is a reboot of the universe, so everybody's kind of making technically a first appearance. But I always like cool fight scenes. Seriously. What do you guys think? I don't want to do all the talking.
Well, I don't think this is a reboot. I think this is just a simple Superman story. But the movie was very good, and it actually was good enough for a live action adaptation. This was good. This was the type of good I expect from a live action movie. So I was actually very highly impressed with this one.
That's okay. So you're saying that it is a live action film that is posing as an animated feature?
I'm saying it definitely was live action worthy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and I did make the comment at one point that I wish that the DC extended movie universe would kind of take some notes from the DC animated film universe because like their films have been bang on. I mean, I've got to say I'm impressed. With every time they release something. Donnie, can you expand on that because you said you've watched all of them?
So this is definitely a reboot. This is a reboot to the universe. I think that this is a reboot to the universe based on them bringing the Watchmen into the universe. I think that ultimately that we're going to go Watchmen wise. For anybody who's not clear on what I am, uh, basically, uh, you have the Watchmen come into the DC universe, and Doctor Manhattan resets the mythos, the theory of everything, and it bases it off of Superman. So we have a Superman movie to start out the DC universe. I think maybe we'll get two or three movies in, and then they'll bring Flash in from the last universe to kind of correlate everything together. But I feel like this was a great foundational movie of the DC universe. We have Superman as a kid. We have origin story that has not been done before, and I think it's a wonderful movie in
Oh,
terms of a reboot.
okay, folks. Well, let me let y'all know this. This movie is not gonna have anything to do with the universe. These guys may think it is, but time will tell. And it's not gonna be attached to it. It's just a one-off movie. It was a great one-off movie. It was a fantastic one-off movie. Honestly, this was the quality. This was the quality that you would expect from a live-action film. It just simply was a cartoon. So I definitely recommend people watch this movie. It was really a really good movie. But this ain't got nothing to do with no universe. I'm trying to tell y'all. Now y'all
So
may think it is, but I don't think this is gonna have anything to do with any type of uh, any type of universe that they're putting together right now.
so this the why so I think that personally, if you look at the movie that was prior to this, you have Superman Red Sun, right? The, Superman Red Sun was a one-off movie. That's just because it's what it was in the comics. It was a one-off movie. It's a parallel universe. This movie was phenomenal in the aspect it could possibly be a one-off movie. I do not believe so because they set up too much. Um, but you have the whole dynamic of Superman coming to Metropolis, becoming Superman. You have Easter eggs of Batman. You have Lex Luthor. You have Lobo. You have Martian Manhunter. You set a precedence and a tone for what could be. I don't think they're going to drop that.
Well, put like this. Let me say this: the movie was definitely good enough to build a universe on. I don't think they were building anything with this particular movie though. Now, the movie was great. Um, the way they explored how humans would react to aliens, which was a great adaptation, but still was different than Man of Steel. Because one of the main reasons I like Man of Steel, the live action movie, was how they treated Superman, how humans would look at Superman. This one did the same thing where they just weren't comfortable with the fact that they just found out aliens exist, but they just kind of went about it in a different way. So the writing was absolutely excellent in this film. I don't think it's building a universe. I think it's good enough to build a universe. I just don't believe it was building a universe. It's DC gonna throw some stuff in there from everywhere because it's DC. That's just what they do. You're gonna highlight your other stuff, but that's
So,
all I really see it as.
so the animation with this movie is similar to the animation with the movie that we'll do coming up. Y'all tune in for that. It's gonna be a great show with Death in the Family. Death in the Family was a already established arc, but they kind of went back and explained Jason Todd and the situation with Jason Todd, and it was a different animation style from the actual Red Hood movie. So I think that that's why my basis for it is they're putting all this together. Um, but we can let's skip past that and let's just rock into the movie as a whole. What did y'all think of the origin story of Batman and the way that they portrayed it? I felt like it was done differently than ever before, aside from Red Sun.
Well, I haven't even seen that yet.
Well,
Oh, slippery.
if
Falling,
you
can't get up.
if you're referring to this film as far as its origin story, I would say it was done in a way that did not, wasn't typical. I mean, just they didn't even show him. I think they kind of showed him touching down, but they didn't really show him crashing and picked up by the Kents and you know lifting the truck like they do in the film. And but yeah, they did. Like it was like as far as him getting the suit, I wanted to know how he was going to do that since after all they had one scene where when he beat Lobo, he was in the buff, you know, in the birthday suit. So yeah, so I was interested then, and I'll say that for the viewer that doesn't know how Superman got his suit. I was interested in how they was going to make a suit durable enough. But then,
So
yeah,
What
go
what
ahead.
Well, let
I
me say this
never
real
I
quick
never
because
understood.
let me say
Okay,
this real because I must have misunderstood what you had said earlier because I was like I haven't even seen that yet, so I thought you was saying something different. But as far as an origin story, this movie to me was not an origin story at all. It was just a story. It was just a movie about a story. I didn't take it as the origin story at all. They just threw a little bit in there to give you a little bit about him. I mean, they didn't explain him becoming Superman. They just kind of let you know he was a kid at some point and he did not know about his powers at some point. But they really didn't focus on that at all. So I really didn't see this as an origin story. When this movie picked up, he already knew what he could do.
so my thing with the whole Superman mythos, every other superhero becomes a superhero, right? You have Batman, who's Bruce Wayne. Bruce Wayne, his parents die, then he has to train and become Batman. You have Green Arrow. Green Arrow, his parents die. He lands on the island. He becomes Green Arrow. You have this person, that person. They become that person. Superman has always been Superman. His alter ego is really Clark Kent because he can't turn off his powers. Right, his powers are not something that he got later on in life. His power, per se, anyway. His powers are something he's been born with. That's who he was. He's always been Kal El. He's just been an orphan that's been raised as a human. and then this kind of visage. So I felt like this was an origin story in the fact that he was fighting crime as a different kind of alter ego. His suit got messed up. He was butt ass naked. And then his mom came, which I never really understood how they go, well, I sold your suit into this, but it can withstand all these ass whoopings that you get from these superheroes.
Yeah, you got regular thread, but you got super material. Like we get that. We get that completely.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, she said she went through 16 songs with it. I mean, give him a
So
little bit of credit.
if anything, I'd be like, well, he caught on fire and his thread disappeared. Oh, okay, yeah, I get that. All right, his thread disappeared, so his shit fell off and it became a blanket again.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure it was some of his dad's old clothes. That's how I'm looking at it. But
Well, yeah, the other like, so if you look at it comic book wise, the best way they explained it was this was a typical Kryptonian outfit, and his cape was the actual blanket. So that makes more sense to me than anything because the cape was kind of done. It was at least threaded right to where everything was covered but the thread. So the thread might have caught on fire, but the rest of the cape was cool. That I do. But the fact that I went through 16 sewing machines and I made I can't.
but like I say though, I still couldn't take this as an origin story. It was just to me a story about his beginning efforts as Superman in Metropolis. But it wasn't really an origin story. Because they just flashed way too much ahead. Didn't really explain anything. They didn't show him learning anything when he was a child. So to me, I can't say this is an origin story. It's just not. It's just an early story. Uh,
Yeah,
early
like you what you.
in his Superman career.
So basically,
Okay,
you're
I
talking
like to
like
do
this
that.
is you're basically talking like this is Batman year one. Yeah, like
Yeah, yeah,
kind of yourself as
more,
Superman.
yeah,
Like the Robert
yeah. He's
Pattinson.
already Superman, except he don't have the outfit yet. But I mean, he's already recognized he's alien. He has his abilities. He's moved to Metropolis, and now he's trying to become a reporter. So he already Superman. It's just the early stages of it. So I can't
So
take
yeah,
it as an origin story because it didn't explain anything.
I felt like this was basically Superman year one. Um, so I enjoyed that aspect of it. In terms of villains, I didn't appreciate. You know what? I very much appreciated Lex Luthor. I just didn't appreciate the Parasite.
You know what? I honestly, the I could have the way they brought Lois into this. I wasn't as thrilled about that. Overall, this was fantastic though. I don't want to say
Well,
anything to say this wasn't
okay.
fantastic.
Why didn't you like Lois?
I mean, just the way they brought her into the storyline. It just I didn't really get nothing from it. You know what I'm saying? Like it didn't really do anything to me. It was just like here's this reporter. It just happens to be Lois Lane, but it was really nothing there for me. It was almost a wasted character to me.
Hey, so let me ask y'all a question. The black guy was Jimmy Olsen, right?
Was
Yeah,
he?
yeah.
Okay,
Did he
You
say his name was Jimmy?
I'm trying.
they've retconned Jimmy Olsen into a black man.
Kind of like
There's
Nick
certain
Fury.
aspects of Jimmy Olsen that he becomes his own superhero in his own right. They makes Jimmy Olsen into a kind of a badass because he's a black man now. But realistically, yeah, I'm not a fan.
I
But go
saw
ahead.
no indication that was Jimmy Olsen.
So they did it with Superman or Supergirl, the WB ten, what is the CW now? I guess it's CW.
Yeah, on the
He
CW television show, they made Jimmy Olsen a black man, but there was
Mhm.
no indication that I saw in this movie that suggested that was Jimmy Olsen at all.
I think that'll be Jimmy. I think
Yeah,
that's just the right kind of Jimmy now. Kind of like how they did Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn was first brought on by a Batman the animated series, and they put her
yeah.
into comic books.
I remember the
I think that's
episode.
yeah.
I I think y'all jumping the gun a little bit. I'm just, you know what though? See, y'all ain't been doing this long enough. Y'all don't know how to see what I see, and I get it.
Listen,
and I get it.
I'm a black ass nerd. I am a fan of Batman. My cousin to this day can call me and try to rattle me by saying some shit. Like I just seen something where it said Batman was gay. Listen, look, Batman was a Mac. He had hoes. Oh no, and I get into it. I know what she's doing. I just can't stop myself. So when it comes to Batman, Spider-Man, Black Spider-Man, Miles Morales, those three superheroes, we got to have a fight on
Okay, well, this Superman, bro, and Superman had a movie. It's called Man of Tomorrow, and you don't know what the hell you talking about, okay? Because this here is a one-off. This was just a great story about early Superman, his early Superman career. That's this what this was.
Okay.
Uh, Lois Lane was to me wasn't even necessary for this particular film. I don't even know why they stuck her in here like that. It was almost wasted, but the film itself was a fantastic film. It just was.
Okay.
Everything about the film was great. The writing was good. The I actually kind of like the connection of the three different people who represented three different civilizations, and they're down to the last one. To me, that was a good representation.
it. It's almost like they're setting it up for like franchise, like a whole DC animated universe. It's crazy.
I get what you're saying, and I understand why you would say that. But my thing is, it wasn't that. It was just a good story being told, and that's it. It's something that everybody should see.
Okay.
I seriously doubt anybody can watch this and not enjoy it.
Okay. All right. Well, here's what I'll say about Lois. I'll have to disagree with Roger. I didn't have any problem with Lois. Lois is a Superman character. I didn't have any problem with her being included. Would like to know who the black guy was. Is that Jimmy Olsen or not? Like when the parts where I'll say this, the parts where Lobo blew himself up and Martian Manhunter was supposedly killed, I knew both of them could regenerate. I knew it was only a matter of time. I mean, it stayed for the most part as far as their powers and abilities did kind of stay true. Now, as far as Parasite, uh, you said this was like American Godzilla from 1998. Uh, yeah, because if you Google how the original Parasite looks, uh, they have a hulked up version of them and a kind of a regular average athletic build kind of guy. Like this was a departure from both of those forms, and poor guy. That's a poor Rudy Jones. That's what I'll say. Uh, so yeah. I did. Other than that, I did like Lex. I did like Lex Luthor.
I felt like Lex was true to form. As far as Lois Lane, I felt like Lois Lane was true to form. She came on, and if you watch any like, so this is how I related. If you watch any young fighter who came into the game and they was winning early on, they didn't know what to do with all the celebrity, the stardom, the accolades, so they became an asshole. Lois Lane was an asshole. Lois Lane has always been an asshole. You can't look at a story of Lois Lane and be like, oh, well, she was a humble. No, Lois Lane was an asshole. Lois Lane dived head first into crazy situations where bullets were coming, only for Superman to save her. There was a lot of situations where Lois Lane should have just plain out died, but because Superman had a thing for her, or he was close to her, he saved her on a consistent basis, and she just kept rolling. So she became a bigger and bigger reporter because she put herself right in the midst of danger, knowing, not even knowing, just getting lucky and getting Superman to save her. So I felt like that was spot on in terms of her character.
But see,
Um,
my thing is, in this film, they didn't explore any of that though. In this film, none of that was explored. So to me, I would have understood it more if they would have just had Lois Lane make an appearance, like a little cameo type of thing. Oh yeah, she does work with the Daily Planet. Sure, he's gonna meet Lois, but she didn't do anything to really even be in this movie.
Remember at the beginning of the movie when they were at the Daily Planet, uh, what was the old dude's name? I can't think of his name. I want to call him James Jonah Jameson, but he's not.
Perry
And
White.
Very white.
Perry, yeah, Perry White got up and was speaking her praise, and she got out there, and he was like, "Oh yeah," and she was clowning. They was about the same age. Uh, Superman Clark Kent was the same age as her, but he didn't have the accolades as her, so they gave her a pedestal, which explains the whole dynamic of her calling him Smallville, talking to him crazy, disrespecting him, and going out and doing crazy things. To me, in my opinion, the way they introduced her, she was a young, cocky, fly, I can do it and nothing's gonna happen to me reporter.
Yeah. And in some continuities and universes, it has costed her her life. Yeah.
Correct.
Yes. Yeah, being that way. So yeah. So but I think the one thing beside all of our disagreements that through this review is that we do agree that it is okay to watch this film. It's definitely a go.
Man, bro, this is one of the best movies that DC done put out in a good while. Cause I mean, when we looked at what was the other movie?
Justice League, Dark Apocalypse
Yeah,
War.
Justice League. Yeah, that was a great film.
Yeah.
Now my thing is, if we compare those two films, which one do you go with?
Wow.
So
I would.
Justice League Dark, you're not going to be Justice League Dark for me because
I'm
of
going with this one.
the history that came behind it. And then I'll even say this: I'll take it a step further. You're not going to beat Batman, uh, Batman, Son of Batman. You're not going to beat Batman and Robin. You're not going to beat Red Hood. Those movies were phenomenal.
Okay, y'all. I got to apologize. Donnie gets a little crazy sometime. Okay, I got to apologize. he, he don't know what he's watching.
Well,
Superman Man of Tomorrow is one of the better films that it you know what? I can say that this movie beat Justice League War. And just I mean not just League War, but just
I'll say it
Justice
beats
League
Justice
Dark.
League War. I give you War. I'm not giving you Dark. I'm not giving you Dark. Dark was too cold blooded. Swamp Thing? When Swamp Thing popped up? Nah, sorry, sir. Can't do it.
Mm, okay, you know what? I can see because think about all the stuff that happened and the way the action was in Justice League Dark. I'm gonna say this will be a smidgen behind. This is just right behind
Just the
Justice League
fact
Dark.
that
Just right
in
behind.
the in the beginning of Justice League Dark or Apocalypse War, not Dark, Justice League Apocalypse, where you have the Superman and the entire team of the Justice League ride like, yeah, we finna go handle this, and then you go, what it was 2 years into the future where everything was just messed up. Oh nah, bro, nah, you
yeah,
can't beat
yeah,
that.
you can't. Like, I would say Justice League Dark Apocalypse War was better than Superman Man of Tomorrow. I
All
wouldn't
right.
say that it was like it made this film look bad because obviously it didn't. To me, it just, you know, it was a film that was able to pull off like the dark story and not
Hmm.
exactly have a happy ending at the end of it. Like nothing was okay. The only thing it was despair all the way through, and the only thing that could have fixed it was a flashpoint.
And you know what? But on the opposite side of the spectrum, Superman Man of Tomorrow was hope all the way through. And it did get to a certain point, and it restored faith in humanity, and and the monster became a hero and gave his life to save the people. There's nothing but great feelings to have about this film. This was just an excellent film, point blank. Period. Now
Oh,
I would give y'all Justice League. What is it called? Apocalypse, not Justice League Dark, but Justice League Apocalypse. Another great film that we reviewed, but this one got to come in right behind it. This was just a hell of a movie. Point blank,
so
period to me.
so so should we do in addition to the Marvel 23? By the way, y'all should check that out. Should we do a DC animated universe count of
Well,
top?
That
I
would
say
be
we
that that would be very very interesting, and I would co-sign to an idea like that.
Fans, y'all listening? Get into the comments, like, subscribe, tell us, is this what you want to hear? Listen, we game for it.
Oh yeah.
Eh,
Because I watched them all from start to finish. I think that the original universe it was at some points campy, was at some points corny, was at some points phenomenal. But I will say this: uh, they perfected the universe, and they said we're going to start over, and they gave us Man of Tomorrow. Man of Tomorrow is definitely up there.
okay, folks, and I'm gonna have to say to you, I hate to break your hearts, but this was just a one-off story. It was a great one-off story. They're not gonna build on this particular movie. I seriously doubt it. But you know what? Things can change. It was such a great film. No, real talk. It was such a good film. It might be so hard to ignore because of how good it was that they may have to build a universe from it. But to me, it doesn't seem like there's any plans to do so. They just threw little stuff in there because it's DC. Of course, you're gonna give yourself different little nods to your other characters and things like that. Of course, you're gonna do that. But the movie was so damn good that they may just have to build a universe from it.
Okay. Okay. Well, time will tell, and I will ask Roger this: if they do build a universe art off of it, are you willing to admit you're wrong on the air?
No,
First of all, I
I'm
wouldn't be
always
wrong because
Donnie's always right.
I
Donnie's
said,
always right when it comes to these comic
well,
books.
hold on. I said that this is just a one-off film, and I'm also saying that they may have to make it a universe because it was so good. So I wouldn't be wrong. I
Oh,
would
okay. So
actually be
Oh,
right.
okay. So
he
you
built
hear
the
that,
trap door.
people?
I got
Yeah. Keep. Yeah. Listen to that loophole.
it. Yeah, trap door for Roger. He got his safety room.
All right. Well, okay. Yeah, I think, like I said, I think we can all agree that this film is would be a fun watch for any DC comic book fan, any DC film fanatic, cartoon film fanatic. You just like superheroes. Superman, Man of Tomorrow is definitely a fun watch, and you should check it out. What do you say, fellas? Any final words before we end this?
My
Listen,
final words were,
go
well,
ahead. Finish up.
yeah, my final words was this was just a good film. Period. You don't even have to be into superheroes. Everybody know who Superman is. If you just watch the movie, this movie was excellent. It was almost too good to be a cartoon.
All right.
So with me, Donnie's gonna be right. Donnie's gonna be like the god of the comic theater. Like it just is what it is. I felt like this movie had everything that it needed to be to build a great franchise. It set a stage that is going to build for a great Justice League. And like I said, in 2 or 3 movies, you'll see the Flash pop in and uh, set this off on point. I can't wait to see the Batman version of this. I feel like it'll be a Batman year 2, year 3, probably to coincide with Robert Pattinson, and it's gonna be phenomenal. Otherwise, you guys gotta like, subscribe, hit the comments. Let us know that Donnie is right, Roger is wrong, and let us know if you want us to go ahead and run through the DC animated universe and rank them. Because realistically, you know, we don't have no incentive to know that you guys want this other than you guys telling us. Hit us up.
All
I'm
right.
done.
All right. And I agree with that. And most definitely, if you want an unbiased take, you will consult your boy Kev. I'm here for you. So, that's it for now. Superman, Man of Tomorrow. Check it out ASAP. This is Kev, and for Donnie and Roger, you have been sucked into the Black